Hi everyone, McBeard here, back with another deck guide for you. I said I've been playing a lot of Nilfgaard to do my climb lately, and I have been playing almost exclusively Nilfgaard and monsters. Monster list I posted the other day, which I've made some changes to actually. It's been performing quite well for me, but I did want to get to this list because this list I think is something special. If you watched Wild Hunt 2, you know of Orphan Tears. Orphan Tears made it into the final four, I believe. And he was playing really, really well. But he recently made his climb with this list that he's published on Reddit, on GwentTB, and the link will be in the show notes. But his version, I mean, we're calling it Calveit Reveal Nova, but it's not traditionally a reveal list. It's actually more like Nilfgaard handbuff, but without all the cheese. It's actually just a really, really solid list that thins really well and generally has higher value cards than your opponent does in round 3. So the idea for this deck is that it really is about thinning very, very well and providing really strong tempo as you do it. The first thing is if you have Cynthia, it's your leadoff play. She can touch down with the 13 buff, so she touches down at 18 points. With the Golem, 21-point play if your opponent has a spy in hand. And if not, it's still going to be pretty strong. So I do like Cynthia as an opener. I just feel like it's just extremely high tempo and allows you to develop your alchemists later. Although you don't necessarily need the tempo that much. It's just a great way to get things started. And you want to play this deck on the blue coin all the time because you have to thin a lot. And Orphan Tears says the same in his guide as well. So you start off with really high tempo thinning plays and you really don't let up until your opponent does or until you're actually out tempoed, which is rare. But this deck can hang with most things. I would say this deck is safely high tier 2, and if I'm middle grounding it, I'd say it's probably like a high tier 2 list because the big lists, Alchemy, Greatswords, maybe even Brewer's Shoop. This list does well against all of these. Like, you have a chance to win any game you play with this list, I believe. So, Cynthia thins out your golems, as does the Alchemist. When you play your Alchemist, if you don't have Cynthia, you want to reveal one card in your own hand generally because your spotters need to be pretty much live right away so you can thin with your recruits. So I tend to reveal one card from my opponent's hand and then Cantarella or a Nilfgaardian Knight in my hand. I feel like it is pretty inconsequential to reveal a Knight in my hand. Sometimes I'll reveal the Knight and I won't reveal Cantarella. Just so I keep that information from my opponent at the cost of 1 point per spotter, generally. So either way, play your Alchemist for thinning. Your recruits are the real thinning superstars. They're pulling Magni Division, who is also pulling a Wyvern Scale Shield, which is usually hitting a Nilfgaardian Knight or Cantarella or Asira. So you are getting pretty good value out of your Magni Divisions. The recruit also can pull the spotter, so if you have a revealed spy in your opponent's hand, get going. If you have a spy revealed in your hand or a Nilfgaardian Knight, go ahead and use those as well. It's really tough tempo to keep up with, and you want to play it earlier in the game so your opponent can't screw with you when you're actually trying to win the game later on. So the spotters are very good there. And then finally, you have your Vicovara Medics, which are being played later on, kind of as old school slave drivers, but it's really good in the Greatswords matchup to use Vicovara Medic. It's really good in any situation with Consume where you can maybe pull an Archaspore out of their graveyard or a Ghoul in a lot of cases. Actually, in a lot of Nilfgaard matchups, you might be pulling the Ghoul anyway because of Black Blood. Vicovara Medic is pretty good, but I will say that if you play this deck, at first, you may find that the Vicovara Medic might be the most underperforming card. It's just that the Vicovara Medic is so good in specific matchups, but kind of lame when you're going up against Full Test and stuff. So it's tougher because Full Test is kind of popular. I have found, at least in the rank 19 zone, I found a lot of Full Tests lately. Full Test and like some weird stuff. So in weird lists, Vicovara Medic is not that great, but you can deny Neckers in the Consume matchup. You can do lots of cool stuff with Vicovara Medics. I tried replacing it. I honestly think it is probably best that it is here. And the list just really thins very well. So you're thinning. Every play, try to thin. Every play, try to thin. Play Asira to fix your draw. Let's say you draw your Wyvern Scale Shields and you don't draw your Magnis. Use Asira to put the Wyvern Scale Shields back in your deck so you can get the Magnis out and do that. Put Imperial Golems back in your deck if you have an Alchemist late in the game. And of course, the worst play in the game. This is the modern day Brewer Barclay Cleaver. It is the Asira putting the Undoomed Spy back in your opponent's deck. It is disgusting. It is a play that makes me sick, but it is a very competitive and strong play because Asira of our Anahid is an OP card. She was already a very, very good card before the Spies got undoomed, and now she is that much better when she was already very, very, very good. So I think that she's in overpowered territory right now because of how badly she screws with Dijkstra, how bad she screws with Vilgefortz. She can screw with Stennis. She can screw with anything that draws anything. She can screw with Dandelion Poet. She shifts the entire meta because she forces your opponent to play maybe suboptimally. I need to play my Alzur's Double Cross early. I need to play Dandelion early. I need to watch out when I play Dijkstra. I need to watch out when I play Vilgefortz because I'm putting garbage back in your deck. I'm putting Blue Stripe Commandos back in your deck. I'm putting Dead Sirens back in your deck. I'm putting Cantarella back in the deck. I am making it so drawing is a liability and mulligans are a liability. The card is absolutely disgusting and I don't like it, but you got to play it because it's a good card. Because it's so gross. Peter will save your life some games, either by restoring a Nilfgaardian Knight or something huge like Sirenova back up to full health, or by squishing down a Dimoon Longship, or a Ghoul, or Ozrel, or anything that has a huge amount of buffs on it. Peter is such a superstar lately. I think this card is super, super good. Kind of replaced any desire of me running Mandrake. Finally, Joachim, and then you got your golds, and your golds help you close the game. Geralt, because you're probably playing a long round, Geralt almost always sees play. Bad top deck, obviously, but because you thin so well, Calveit can find you Geralt a lot. Calveit can find it for you, and you know where it's coming. Maybe Vilgefortz gets it for you. There's a lot of... I think Geralt is just pretty much solid. I don't run K here. Orphan Tears also doesn't run K here. I think K here can be bled. I think K here can be countered. People will Mandrake your Calveit and delete your Calveit. The thing is, if you don't run K here and your opponent does that, you are being rewarded by actually not having K here. So your opponent's low tempo play is actually not rewarded by him bricking K here. You are rewarded by not actually running it because you have another play that your opponent isn't even playing around. So I think Igni is great if you're trying to make a decision. I think Igni's going to usually catch 16 or 17 on the low end. Remember, you're probably playing Cantarella, so you probably can at least get the 18 points from Cantarella. I know you're giving your opponent 13 points. We don't have to talk about who actually has the points or what Geralt's actually worth. But it's important to note that Geralt can catch some pretty great stuff. Sometimes Geralt might actually be the most important card in your matchup. So watch out for Geralt. Pick him even when you think it's not good, because you never know, you might get there. I think Geralt's fantastic. Vilgefortz, Vilgefortz into something huge like Sirenova late game. Rainfarn is pulling Cantarella earlier, pulling Joachim late for a huge bomb. 11-point Vikavara Novice, perhaps. Vikavara Medic. And then finally, Sirenova is your 22 points that you can end it. And for a Nova list, this is a consistent list. I have loved playing this list, and I played this for one game on Friday before Fight Night, and it was a good one. I took on Greatswords. I thought it was a pretty good game. Check it out. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Check this list out. It's a pretty strong list. You can definitely climb up to rank 19 with relative ease, I think, unless people learn how to play around it. But check it out. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks, Orphan Tears, for a great list. I'll see you next time. I have played 3 different Siri Dash driver decks, and I like them all. I like them all.
I shall not repeat.
And I'm going to play them all today. The best part about Nilfgaard is Siri Dash. The worst part about Nilfgaard is the Sira. And the fact that they're just, I don't know. There's so many cards that just do what a good card is supposed to do in the stack. Oh, I've played this guy and I've lost to this guy. He's also got... Wow, we're really upmatched. We'll get a lot of points if we beat this guy. He's got like almost 100 MMR on me, and we have blue coin or red coin. Worst part about Nilfgaard is Mill. Doggy Biscuit. I like Mill okay. I don't play it very much because I know people hate it, but I actually think it's fine ever since they nerfed Avalok and they nerfed Magni Division. Well, they didn't nerf Magni Division. They changed it. They removed the old one from the game. Those cards, I hated Mill because of those cards, but they changed that, and now I feel like Mill's kind of... It's in an interesting spot. I like it, actually. Trinet was playing Mill Shoop last night. It was hilarious. What is happening here? Where's my Rainfarn? I could do this right back at you. It's okay. We'll get it back. We'll get it back with our spy tricks later. We'll just thin for now.
I'm impressed.
Ooh, greatswords. Now, I actually have a fairly good record against greatswords, but greatswords are still a hard matchup. But I think I played 5 greatsword matches yesterday, and it went okay. It went okay. The one thing I do like about greatsword matchup is that you can freely play like your huge units, and you don't have to worry about like getting scorched or ignied usually. Well, maybe igni, but like you can line up a bunch of spotters at the same health. Like scorch isn't gonna hit you. So that's like a relief, because some of these decks are weird, but greatswords is like pretty standard. Also, Peter can save your life on the long ship. I'm just gonna go ahead and reveal one of my Nilfgaard Knights so I can start playing my spotters and roll spotters out of recruits.
Greetings. What is
I'll
it?
pick this one. Hey, restore. All right, just look for, and then the other thing about this deck that's really awesome is that you're searching for cards that your opponent can't play, and you're trying to get them into like really uncomfortable spots where you know that they're going to be forced to pass because they can't play a card like restore yet, something like that.
Must be an important lesson in this. But what?
What is it? What? And plus, with the 2 Vicos, you can steal a greatsword or 2. So, winning the round is pretty important. Wow, that's an early Igni. That is an early Igni from him. I mean, I have an Igni that I would love to find right now. Could I thin any more, though? I actually don't have a really good hand for thinning. Missing my recruits, missing my Magnis. So I probably just play Calveit now anyway. But if I get Igni, it's great. But I probably just play Calveit now anyway. Because Rainfarn would also be pretty good. Because I'd be able to block here. So I think that there's just so many good outcomes here with Calveit that I'm just going to hope that they're good outcomes. And it's not like Vico Roach. That would be the worst. Vico Roach? I'd be so upset. I'd cry.
I forgive you. This time.
Just go for Cantarella then? We've already been spied on. Even though thinning is important, although we know we'd get it from Village of Forts, maybe it's actually better to do this.
101, 102, 103.
Woo! Woo! I think we go Village of Forts because he's going to play Herald now, probably. Herald Houndstone. Oh, no. He's just going to play his Mandrake. Well, I'm glad he's not playing it on one of his things. So now I think we just go Village of Forts and then into Cantarella. I think that's actually pretty tight. We got Roach, too. Guaranteed. And then we're looking to just close it out with Sirinova and Wakim. That's probably our wins, then. Or we win with Sirinova and Wakim. And the Vicos. But the thinner, the better, I think.
You mistake stars reflected in a pond for the night sky.
Let us see.
Oh, man. This is kind of shitty to have to choose between these two. We can thin really well. Can we thin so well that we can get them both and I can actually put Nova back? I won't be able to get a good Igni, though. This maybe wasn't a good idea. I don't know if I'll be able to get a good Igni. I panicked there. I mean, I'll get a good enough Igni. In fact, if I Igni the Greatsword, he'll have to... See, I just don't have access to the Vico right now. I don't have access to the Vico right now, so even if I kill the Greatsword and force him to have a res, I can't even capitalize on that, and I have no idea what I'm pulling here, and I'm just... This is kind of tough right now. I mean, I do play the Spotter now, probably.
Varu?
Just because it's good.
Told you it'd be worth it. Ugh. Got a bad case of rower's back.
Okay, that's a good thing, right? You know, what I could do is, if this round goes long enough, I can Peter this, and I can get this when they're both 14, and then kill them both, and then threaten to res.
Demons take you!
Sorry I'm taking so long, man. I really want to win this game. Hater has beaten me before. He is super, super down-matched against me.
Told you it'd be worth it.
If he's just pulling dead Corsairs right now, that's so sick. Oh, fuck. So this is gonna grow. Cantarella actually blocks the potential Igni here. This is really good play by him. Cantarella blocks the potential Igni because this is going to go down to 12 before it grows again. But I think I can still go ahead and play Peter here because it's enough of a tempo swing. I have the Nilfgaardian Knight to back myself up before it actually grows again, and then I can kill it and threaten to res it. It'll actually, I think it'll force a res out. It'll force a res out of him when I have no intention of actually taking it. I think that's probably okay.
The common. I care for them.
It's also possible that he just passes here because he can't make it up. Yeah, it's Gwent up. Yeah, you have to turn minimalism mode on. What's going on, guys? Premier, what's going on? Ojot, it's good to see you.
Ojots has entered the ring.
What's up, Frank Sinatra 13?
I once lopped off 3 heads with one blow.
I mean, I think I'm fine just taking it uneven. And I just play my Nilfgaardian Knight now. I'm just pretty sure that the Restore is not the only dead card. When he pulled the Corsair out with the Captain, that was a little weird, wasn't it? Means I only have to brick 2 Corsairs, which I can do with Asira next round. Just put the ships back in. It's usually what I've been doing to beat greatswords.
Notice.
Yeah, and I just torch the greatsword next here. And I threaten him, unless he's watching the stream. It's very realistic that I have a Vico set up here for this. Or we just take it right here. Now we just take it right here and we hope to draw the Vico. That is what we need. But our deck is nice and thin. He might res 1 ship, but we already made one of the ships bad. So, oh yes, baby. What I'm talking about right here. Oh, double Vico, how sweet it is. We're going to 2-round him, my friends. Definitely think Igni will play, too. But we may just be able to keep it.
Egreto dum anima est, spes est.
We'll take that. He'll res another one. He'll res the good one.
Bow before
The
modern
12.
Freya.
Now, do I care about the 8? I don't think I care about the 8 as much as I care about actually taking one of his ships and starting my own engine. That's where I'm at right now. Now, I'm almost certain he just corals this. But I'm forcing him to play. I think Asira, though, is what I should be doing, though. I think I Asira the Pirate Captain and the Light Longship back in, which seems counterintuitive, right? But you can't get the Restore, and he also has a worse Longship to res. And then maybe I get a chance to res the bad Longship because... Or I just put both the Longships back in, so he can't even get a Longship out right now unless he plays one from hand.
I shall do as you command.
Maybe that's just better. that's just better. But he's going to still have Restore on the Pirate Captain for the Corsair. Oh, he does have one in hand. That's fine. I should be able to Igni that. I don't know what I'm planning on actually. I mean, his Corsairs are still bricked. Let's just take a look. I think we're going to get Alchemist here. I shouldn't have played Assyria yet because the Magni Division is actually bad. The Magni Division is actually awful. So I hope I don't get Magni Division. But it's like 50-50, so.
I shall flog them into submission.
We got lucky here. We got to actually keep his hand.
Asks, you've not seen me.
Alright, so he's got Sigdrifa into Skjal, I guess.
Modron Freyr is patient, but she brooks no insult.
I mean, I think we just rezzed the Pirate Captain. My top deck could be so bad. I think we just rezzed the Pirate Captain here. And then we Igni him. Oh, there's two Pirate Captains. Oh, there's two Pirate Captains in the graveyard. Shit, this is so dumb. I shouldn't have done this. But then again, if I wanted to keep playing, then this is the only way to play and bleed. So I actually think it's fine. I think it's fine. This means he can't res two Pirate Captains, I guess. Passing here isn't bad? Yeah, it's true. I definitely did need to play the Vico. I'll make it work. This is a bit of a misplay. I'll make it work. Christmas tree. Yeah, line tie. What's going on? Yeah, I'm in a storeroom where there's Christmas decorations. This is just where it works for me, and this is the best angle that I can show this room at. So I got a lot of space. It's awesome here. Like, I don't know if Skjal if Sigdrifa can even res anything. It's just Skjal won't do anything, right?
Pay us in blood.
Oh!
I hate portals.
Cunning play.
Damn! Pass was the best play? Jaded Karma. I don't know, man.
Uncrate!
I don't know if it was. That was Mortal Kombat, wasn't it? Ojots? It's Mortal Kombat, Toasty.
Perfect. You win.
So I'm going to get a lot of points off this guy because he was really downranked. 37 points. Which is good because, like, below 4K, you get it, right? Before 4K. Gorilla Bandito.
Commando.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for the sub 3 months in a row.
Hyper combo.
Damn. Oh, it's time.